Jimmy pops up and he was like, starts attacking Keanu, and he was saying, "Cause I've been hearing around, you've been having my name in your mouth, and you've been talking about me, calling me fake. The only thing fake is these glasses." And he threw it. I'm like, boy, what? Y'all, it was like so dramatic. Like it was like a scene. Like, and he was like, yeah, because you've been going around calling me fake and be calling me a snake. But one thing about a snake, it bites. And sit down and just think like he ate this up. Can you say, how long did it take for you to come up with this? Boy, I laugh like that. I'm like, because can you say what I was thinking in my head? Like, at this point, it gave scripted. Like, you just wanted like a big moment to make it seem like you're playing the game, or y'all. I was like, that was just so weird to me. That was so corny, honestly.
What can I say? Yeah, I'm the white I see. It's a lot of girls, but it's
Hey guys, it's your boy Quay, your boys back with another video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notifications so you guys can be notified when your boy posts another video. So y'all, I just finished watching Big Brother episode 3, y'all. I'm super excited, y'all. It went down, and y'all know I had to do like a recap on this episode because it got crazy. If y'all haven't watched my very first recap, I did the first episode and the second episode in one video. That was my recent video, so y'all go check that out. But this is episode 3. I'm recapping, y'all. It got interesting. So many things that's been going on with, this Keanu and Jimmy situation. And it was so many things that happened on this episode. So if y'all trying to see or hear what happened in this episode, y'all stay tuned. So let's get into this video. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 2K subscribers. So y'all, let's get into this video. Okay, so the episode, just finished off with, Ashley being put on the block and stuff. Y'all know she's going crazy. So after the meeting, by her being put on the block, Ashley goes upstairs to talk to Vince, and she is basically like, crying and saying that, I actually like really trusted you, Vince. I don't feel like you should have put me on the block. Like, what is the reason? And he was like, he just felt like, Ashley, you were just so paranoid. You was doing the most, and I was talking to other people, and you just kept coming, barging in the conversations with the other house guests, and it was just getting too overwhelming. I feel like you wasn't trusting me or anything. So she was like, she was crying and stuff like that, and it was just like so much stuff she was doing, y'all. Like, I don't know, it was giving actor Ashley, like, and scene, cause come on now. But he did promise her, if he win the power of veto, he will be planning on taking her off the block. But he lied. He was never gonna take her off the block. He said that he would keep noms the same. So now Rachel said if she get picked to play in the veto, she'll be taking Amy off the block, because the moms have to stick together because they have like a moms alliance. Kelly told Vince if he wanted to put her on the block, she wouldn't mind being like a pawn. Now I'm like, Kelly, why would you want to go on the block? Y'all know pawns go home. Like, it's common sense. Like, it's like, have you ever watched Big Brother before? Because it's like, why would you want to go like be put on the block? And then plus, because Vince is your friend, so why would you have Vince to put you on the block? It's like Kelly wanted to go up so bad. That's on her. I was like, that's the dumbest mistake she could ever make. So in the Big Brother house, showmances always, happen, whatever. So Zach and Lauren, kind of like feeling each other, a little bit, but Lauren was like, she wanna, focus on the game, and she don't want to, she felt like Zach is a nice person, he's a nice guy, but she know how showmances is. Like, when it comes down to the Big Brother house, she don't want all kind of eyes on them, and she's like, she never been in a relationship, but it's kind of crazy. That was like a fun fact of like her of not being like actually like in a relationship before. But I'm like, come on now, Lauren, stick to the gameplay. We gotta take this home for Lafayette, Louisiana, because y'all know Lauren is from my city. So after that, I'm sorry, I got a whole list, y'all, of the episode recapping. Oh, okay, so after this, Riley is feeling Catherine, and Rachel was like ruining it. Rachel was like, y'all come up with these showmances, y'all, let's go, because Rachel met her husband in the Big Brother house of, I think, like her 13th season, well, season 13, and they've been together ever since. So she is all for like the showmances and stuff. I was like, Rachel is so funny. And she was like, if they could find they showmance in the big if she could find her showmance in the Big Brother house, so can they. I was feeling it. So now Zay being put on the block. By Zay being put on the block, y'all, is like he's handling. He was like, I'm gonna go out here and kill it for this power of veto. He was like, Vince, I'm not even mad at you. Like it is what it is. Like I really want to work with you and blah blah blah. And I was like kind of shocked. I'm like, Vince wasn't even tripping. Like other than Ashley, Ashley was going crazy, crying, kept catching temper tantrums. Like she was doing the most. And he was like, like it is what it is. Like I'm gonna just go out here, get a comp under my belt. I'm like, all right, now Zay, I see you, I see you. So now Rachel and Keanu both talk about why they want to win, and Keanu said he wants to win, to take care of his family, and that his dad have cancer, uh, and if like anything bad actually like happens, he just want to provide for his family to have a better life. So I don't know, that made me kind of get like a soft side of like Kanu, and you could tell like everybody in the game for something, and that was just like something. I felt that was very nice of him to like share that to like the world of like what he going through like in his personal life. So kudos to him. So in the Big Brother house, y'all, the alliances start to form. So Rachel, Vince, Kelly, Zach, Morgan, Riley, they all call themselves the heavy hitters for their alliance. Rachel says she's gonna just be she gonna join the alliance, but her actual alliance is with Amy. She's gonna play into the part of like basically liking all of them, but she's ready to take them out the game. And Rachel's evil. Like Rachel, one thing about Rachel, like she can puppet master, but I feel like Rachel is like doing good this season. I ain't gonna lie, you see like the softer side of her. Like her previous season, it was so like villainish, but this season is like she's more so like level headed. She just peeping her surroundings. She's getting information from this side, getting information from that side. Like she's just basically, she's calmed down. Like I guess like, Rachel's mature now and she has kids. So where she's not the same Rachel as we used to get in previous seasons. It was kind of crazy to me. So after they came up with that, so after this, Zach talks to Zay and told him that he want him to stay. But he just started this alliance with the heavy hitters. And he felt like Vince didn't want to put nobody else on the block, so he was gonna keep noms the same. So he was praying he didn't get picked to pay in the power of veto, to where he couldn't use it on Zach. I mean Zay, my fault. Zach and Zay, they always confuse me, y'all. These names. So now it's time to pick players for the veto competition. So Vince put Amy's name. So and Amy got to pick who she wanted to play in the veto competition, and she chose to pick Rachel, which is not a shocker because they're also like in the mom alliance. They put again, and Zach's name is pulled, and Zach is a little mad because he's in alliance with Vince, so he really didn't want to play the game, like I said in my previous statement. But he goes to the HRM with Rachel and Vince, and he states that he would like to use it on Zay if he wins the veto comp. And Rachel was like, well, if you use it on Zay, if you win, then if I win, I'm using it to save Amy. So this has Vince going crazy because Vince wanted to keep noms the same, and he didn't want to start no more drama with other house guests, and they would have put like he didn't want everybody to be mad at him for like putting them up and stuff like that. It was just been too much on him. But that's what they decided to do. Something that Ashley did was smart is she went to Zach. She went to Zach and she told Zach she feel like he should throw the competition. And she was like, because my thing is you already won the first competition and plus you won $10,000. So it's like by you winning winning this power of veto, a lot of people gonna be looking at you as being a good competitor. So I don't feel like you should win. I was like, come on now, Ashley, let's play this game. Ashley was on it. So he was like, you're kind of right, whatever about that. I don't want eyes to be like on me, and I want them to show that I'm like a good competitor. So he was thinking about actually throwing a competition and not saving Zay. That was a great game move for Ashley, to be honest. So the veto comp is called Felony Forest, which is a comp site. Three suspects were seen leaving Felony Forest, and it's their job to identify them. They had to leave the stations to head to the three crime scenes. They had the tent, the outhouse, and Ranger's car. Each crime scene has a footprint, a tire track, a stench that will lead to some of the suspects. So they had to identify all this and match some of the evidence to the correct suspect. And Ashley won this competition, y'all. And she, of course, I felt like, she was going to use it on herself. So now Vince has to put another person on the block, and now he's mad because he wanted Ashley out for the week. So now he goes to Kelly and tells her that he's thinking about putting her on the block because she did volunteer to go up the very first time when he was naming noms. And she said that she was like okay with it. She was like, it's whatever you want to do. If you put me up, a lot of people are not going to be looking at that we're in an alliance together, and I feel like this is going to be like a trusting thing scenario where I can you could trust me by you putting me up, like, because they build like a final two together, which I felt like she was dumb for, but she was like, she's rolling with it. So Jimmy been saying he wants to break up like all the bros like in the house. So he mentioned to put Keanu on the block. So he goes to tell this to Vince. But Vince was entertaining him a little bit, but he was like, putting Keanu on his block is not good for his game if he do that. So Jimmy goes to everybody in the house saying that Vince is thinking about putting Keanu on the block. So Jimmy goes and tells this to Rachel, and Rachel go back and tell Keanu about this. And Keanu was like, where's this? Wait, hold on. Where they're getting it from? And she was like, well, Jimmy came to me and told me that Vince is saying that he wants to put you on the block. And he was like, man, what I did, and she was like, just don't get paranoid or anything. But, just don't go crazy. Just go upstairs and talk to him about like what's going on. So Kenny goes to go upstairs and talk to Vince, and he was like, hey, Vince, like, they're saying that you wanted me to be a replacement once Ashley throw herself on the block. They're going to put me as a replacement. So Vince was like, I didn't say that. And he was like, well, Rachel came back and told me and said that that's what you had said. And he was like, I didn't say that. The only person that came to me to tell me this is Jimmy. So Jimmy was lying to everybody, saying that Vince was saying that he want Keanu to be on the block, but that was actually Jimmy saying that. Jimmy really wanted Keanu to go home, and Vince really didn't, because he said that wasn't good for his game. So he was like, maybe I should put Jimmy up for putting out this false information. And that's why I said in my last video, y'all cannot trust AI people. Like, it's something about AI people. They got some tricks up their sleeve. They be doing things that's not true. Y'all, it just be so much. I wouldn't trust him from the jump, like I said in my previous video. So after this, Keanu goes outside to talk to Vinny and asks Vinny, who did he tell Vince to put as a replacement nominee? So he said that, I didn't say anybody. I was just like, whoever are getting put up on the block, they should, just gun for it, blase, blase. Just lying, y'all. Pure lying. So he was like, he looked at this as it being, thinking that Vince was going to, like, basically, like, clear his name, but Vinny really didn't. So he was like, no. Like, now at this point, I really don't even trust Vinny. But Vinny was like, maybe, Keanu is my friend. He won't do me like this. Like, I could actually really trust him. But lo and behold, he told Vince to put him on the block. Crazy works. And he was like, and then what was crazy to me is he made the comment to Keanu, and he was like, because I always tell the truth. I'm like, boy, please. I'm like, yo, Jimmy is one bad actor. So Keanu went to talk to Vince again, and he told him to put Jimmy up on the block because Jimmy is really like playing the game hard. And Kelly is like in between of them, and she was like, Vince, you could put me up on the block, like, if if you don't want no blood on your hands. And then Kenny was like, no, I want Jimmy gone. And she was like, well, Vince, like, I'm here. You can put me up. I'm like, Kelly want to go home, go on the block so bad. At this point, send Kelly home because she don't understand that pawns could go home. Like, what is you're not understanding? What's not clicking? What's not clicking, Kelly? You can go home possibly. Like, anything could happen in the Big Brother house. Like, what is you thinking? Yo, Kelly just want to be on the block, like, so bad at this point. So bad. I would have just, with a smile on my face, I would have just put her on the block at this point. So he was like, he just gonna think about it. He not gonna, say anything yet. He just gonna think about it. He's like, because he felt like that's gonna be kind of risky if he put Jimmy on the block. So after this, Keanu goes to Ava and wants to start an alliance with her. So she was like, yeah, Keanu, you're my boy. I would be down. So he was like, yeah, because I can tell you some information that's been going on in the game. So she was like, man, what happened? So he states, because I know Jimmy, he's the head of the snake. And Ava was response, y'all, would kill me, y'all. Ava was like, damn, he's the head of the snake, y'all. It was so funny. It's like how her facial expression was, y'all. I rewound that about 20 times. She was like, he's what? The head of the snake. Oh my gosh, y'all. I laughed at Ava like that. I see Ava is hilarious. So then after they have a conversation, but you could tell like Keanu was just coming to her to, start an alliance with her. So Ava was like, maybe I should go back and tell Jimmy what Keanu said. I'm like, why would she go back and say nothing? Because my thing is, Ava is already safe for the week because she's a have-not, so she's not going to go home for the week. But Ava, you're going to start mess by you going back and tell this to Jimmy. So she goes back to tell Jimmy what Keanu said about him being a snake. So Jimmy goes up to Vince and Zay after Ava tell him this information, and he asked Vince, and he was like, Vince, did Keanu ever come to you and ask you about me basically going up on the block? And Vince said, yeah. And he was like, that would be so crazy if you put me on the block. Me personally, I just feel like you should have put Keanu on the block because he's going to have another thing coming when it comes to me. So for the veto ceremony, y'all, Ashley won the veto, so Ashley took herself off the block. And then after the ceremony was over, Vince put up Kelly. Vince decided to put up Kelly to be on a replacement for Ashley. And then after the ceremony was over, y'all, that's where it get interesting, y'all. That's where they get interesting. Jimmy pops up and he was like, starts attacking Keanu, and he was saying, cause I've been hearing around, you've been having my name in your mouth, and you've been talking about me, calling me fake. The only thing fake is these glasses. And he threw it. I'm like, boy, what? Y'all, it was like so dramatic. Like, it was like a scene. Like, and he was like, yeah, because you've been going around calling me fake and be calling me a snake. But one thing about a snake, it bites. And sit down and just think like he ate this up. Keanu said, how long did it take for you to come up with this? Boy, I laughed like that. I'm like, because Keanu said what I was thinking in my head. Like, at this point, it gave scripted. Like, you just wanted like a big moment to make it seem like you're playing the game. Or, y'all, I was like, that was just so weird to me. That was so corny, honestly. Jimmy, you'll get no cool points for that. That was just so whack. And then y'all would kill me at the end is when Ava said, well, meeting's adjourned. Ava, you was the messy person that started all this stuff. They wouldn't even be beefing if it wasn't because of you. You went around your mouth and tell Jimmy about what Keanu had said when he was telling you confidential, and you would back and tell that to Jimmy. You was wrong for that. Like, Ava, that was funny, but Ava, you whack for that, and Jimmy, you're corny. Honest opinions. And I don't want them to actually win. I'm rooting for Keanu. And Keanu, I hope you get out Jimmy, and I hope you get out Ava. That's it for this recap, y'all. It got crazy, y'all, and there was so much stuff going on. I gotta watch episode 4. I will definitely be giving a recap today, y'all, because I just watched episode 3. I want to make this recap before it loses my mind, because I got so many things that's going on, y'all. All right, right now, but I will be recapping episode 4 very soon, which is today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Y'all stay tuned for the recap for episodes 4. And we're on the road to 2K subscribers. So y'all please hit that subscribe button for your boy. And as always, I'm gonna see y'all next video. As always, be breezy, don't be easy. Yeah.
What can I say? Can you blame? She wanna be paid. Never stressed, I'm blessed where I stay. I don't care what nobody say.